What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Kid Taj. Today we're going to be talking about some stuff that happened last night. We're going to be covering last night in the NBA. It was a pretty eventful night, and I'm going to share my opinions on some stuff. I've been doing a lot of videos where I'm just talking about, I'm going to do a just how good video or a draft video, not really current. So now we're going to be doing that. Before I get into this, I just want to say, of course, please don't forget to leave a like. I love the support. We've been growing subs like crazy recently. Subscribe, yes, if you're new or haven't already. Comment Eddie down below what you want to see from me. And also, I have a gaming channel if you're interested in seeing that. Links in the description. So, let's talk about what happened last night. So, the NBA's been going pretty smoothly. We had a lot of crazy scoring outputs over the first week. Anthony Davis going for 50 on opening night. DeMar DeRozan, 40 points on opening night. And then a bunch of 30-point games after that. Russell Westbrook had a crazy triple-double a couple nights in. Damian Lillard was going bonkers. Everybody was just out of their minds. And it's crazy because, we don't usually see that, at least all at one time and at the beginning of the season. Now it's cooled down just a little bit, but, the true stars are really we're starting to see who's for real and who's not. What teams are really, getting shit done and who's not. First off, we're going to be talking about the Raptors-Kings game last night. This was a very controversial game. So basically, it was a very close game between the Raptors and Kings. The Kings find themselves up by 3 points. I believe there was like 2 seconds remaining. Maybe there was more than that. Terrence Ross, off of an inbounds, catches the ball, takes a few dribbles, and takes a fadeaway three right in dude's face, drills it at the buzzer. Would have counted. However, the guy apparently, the guy guarding the inbounder actually touched the ball. The clock didn't change. No one knew it happened. But apparently, they go back, they look at that, they see, it was deflected. They take the time off the clock from which it was deflected so that it would be in real time. And apparently, if the clock guys had got it right and stopped the start of the clock, I guess, earlier, then what? The Thunder, or not the Thunder, what am I talking about? The Raptors would have lost. The shot wouldn't have counted. So they ruled that it wouldn't count. And people thought this was BS because how is Terrence Ross supposed to know that he's supposed to shoot it way earlier than he did? How is anyone supposed to know this? Because the clock is still running. People were very upset about this. It was definitely the most relevant thing that happened last night. But we caught a couple runner-ups, which is why the next thing I'm going to be talking about, it's a little short, just because it was like one moment in time, and there's been a lot of complaints about the refereeing, and it's not something that we like to see. But it's a really hard call to make, and the refs decided to go with the way they did. Who knows? I don't know. The Kings, I know they're not doing shit this year anyway, so it's like, I don't know. I think I would have counted it personally, but then that would have made Kings fans mad, I guess, but whatever. I don't know why you're a fan of the Kings, with that general management. Anyway, that's for another time. Next we'll be talking about Jimmy Butler. I haven't talked about the Bulls all that much. That's my team forever, but I have to kind of now because the Chicago Bulls and Jimmy Butler have completely exceeded expectations. The season was filled with so many doubts. A lot of people thought they weren't going to make the playoffs this year, and I'm not saying they're going to, but I'm saying that they've started out very well, and they look for sure like a top 4 playoff team right now. The way they're playing currently, they're 4th in the Eastern Conference, only behind Cleveland, Atlanta, and Charlotte. They're playing great basketball, team basketball. They haven't exactly needed the 3-point shooting, but a lot of those concerns went out the window. The only guy that can't really shoot in their starting lineup, other than the bigs down low, they're not shooting threes, but Jimmy Butler and Dwayne Wade they're fine shooting 3-pointers, especially Jimmy Butler, who's over 40% from 3-point range right now. For the first time in his career, he's shooting 42% almost right now. And that's what I'm talking about, is Jimmy Butler, because the Bulls have been playing well at 9-5, and a lot of people didn't think they'd get off to this start, and it's a tough road trip that they're on right now, but they're 3-1 in that trip. The only loss coming to the Clippers with a bunch of controversial calls at the end of that game. I'm not really going to get into it, but the point is, so far this season, Jimmy Butler, he's been playing like an MVP candidate. The way that he goes out there and dominates games and he leads his team to victories, a lot of people doubted he couldn't do it, but he can, and he's showing y'all. 25 points per game, almost 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He's shooting 47% from the field and 42 from the 3-point line. And he also, don't forget, guards the best wing player on the opposing team night in, night out. He locks up. He put Gordon Hayward on clamps in Utah. couple nights ago, and only in 35 minutes per game, which is down from previous years, and he's still producing way more than he used to. He's just tearing teams apart like he did to LA last night. He put up 40 points with 7 boards and 6 assists on 14 of 23 shooting. I mean, and they didn't even have D Wade, so all the attention was on Jimmy Butler. It was on a back-to-back, and they couldn't stop this guy. He was absolutely uncontainable, and he's doing it right now. And I don't think there's anything that's going to really slow him down, and he's definitely up there. I wouldn't put him at first in the MVP conversation, but he's got to be in a top 5 to 10 range because the guy has been absolutely unshakable. You got guys like James Harden and Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, who are up there right now. Maybe add in a few other names. Kemba Walker's been playing extremely well so far. But Jimmy Butler, I think, is right up there with those guys, and he's been playing great all season long, and he just continues to. One of the main things is that he's doing it all: offense, defense, rebounding. He's been a great playmaker as well, and he's leading his team, and that's really all that matters in terms of that. Let's talk about the final topic. We're talking about another MVP candidate, and this is Oklahoma City Thunder superstar guard Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a guy that we know as the walking triple-double. He's a complete all-around player who plays with such fire and emotion. But definitely one of the things that we were looking forward to the most coming into this new NBA season was how is Russell Westbrook going to lead this Oklahoma City Thunder team. And the team, it's just a very weird team. Yes, they've got some great defensive players on that team. Along with Westbrook, you have Oladipo, Robertson, and Adams. And then I think they start Sabonis, which is the defense probably takes a hit there. But those 4 guys besides him, those Westbrook, Oladipo, Adams, and Robertson are all very good defensive players. These guys can really lock up, so they've got a very good defense. The problem is their offense isn't what it should be. Russell Westbrook is running the show, but they do not have another guy to do it. The guy, honestly, is a freak of nature. He does everything. In losses this season, he averages 32 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds. A triple-double he averages in 6 losses this year. In wins, he averages basically those numbers, except he averages 9 rebounds. So he gets 2 rebounds less in wins, whatever difference that makes. But it's just interesting because you know the guy is up there and going for it, because you can look at the split stats in October. The 3 games he played in October, he was averaging 39 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists. That was absolutely ridiculous. You just don't see that ever. But Russell Westbrook is a freak of nature. The thing I want to say about the Thunder, though, is that what are they doing? You know, because we always think about the Thunder as such a great team in the West, and we know now, well, obviously they're not that same team without a guy like Kevin Durant. But Russell Westbrook is a great player in his own right, and I actually believe I would actually even take Russell Westbrook over Kevin Durant, probably. You know, it requires a lot of thinking. Kevin Durant's having a hell of a season, but again, I'd still say that he's getting his shots much easier than a guy like Westbrook is. But the thing with this Thunder team is they've been losing a lot. They started out this season fantastic. I believe it was 4-0 or even better, but now I think they're like 8-6. They've been losing hella games recently. They were like 6-1, 7-1 at one point, maybe not 7-1, but 6-1 at one point. So they've lost 7 out of the last 9 games or something like that. You know, it's not what you want to see from this team. And I mean, I'm trying to do that math in my head. Yeah, I think it's 7 out of the last 9, right? No, 5 out of the last 9. That's what it is. 5 out of the last 7. Fuck. Anyway, you know, that's what's going on. The Thunder are not looking very good right now. I mean, honestly, I can't say that they're not going to make the playoffs, because I actually still do believe they will make the playoffs, because with a guy like Russell Westbrook on your team, he's bound to have some amazing nights where he just doesn't care. I mean, not like he cares in any night, but he always going to carry his team, and some nights he's going to have are better than others. It's just how it works when you're carrying that kind of load. You can't play that way. You can't drop 40 points and have 15 assists and 10 rebounds every single night. Last thing I wanted to say was that the Thunder have been losing not only a lot, but they've been losing a lot to bad teams. I mean, they're taking L's on L's on L's, and been in close games with bad teams, but then you see them come out like they played the Clippers in Staples Center and they beat the Clippers. That's the only loss so far, other than, I believe the Clippers won. They lost 2 games, but that was their first loss for the Clippers. Clippers have been playing great. They have the best record in the NBA right now. They're half a game ahead of the Warriors and a game ahead of the Cavs. But honestly, the Clippers have been playing out of their minds lately. They've been playing absolutely fantastic, and they have to be considered as a legit title contender now, just based on the way they're playing, because that continuity that they're keeping over there in LA, it's been fantastic for them. But the Thunder are able to knock off a team like that, and they beat good teams. It's just they're not consistent. Russell Westbrook can't be consistent. You know, shots aren't gonna fall. Obviously, he's consistently playing hard, and he's probably putting up great numbers every single game, but a guy like Russell Westbrook, his shooting is not going to be consistent. He's going to have some great nights, some bad nights, but with a guy like him, he's going to be tired as hell. Even though he says he doesn't get tired, it's got to take some sort of toll. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed this, and yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, comment an idea down below, subscribe if you're new. I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.